Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We are back with some more VLR. Uh, I remember where we were. Oh, we just couldn't find Alice in time before something happened to her. Starting us again. Oh, of course it is. Damn it. There we go. So we got her here. Alice. We couldn't find Alice, and then Alice killed herself. Uh, but we can. Seems to be we can go back in time and maybe stop that. So let's see what happens, eh? Looking for Alice. Then suddenly the world shifted. This is what we saw at the end of last time. Just an instant, I was somewhere else entirely. My mind reeled, and then just as I'd begin to adjust, it was gone. As if nothing had happened. What was that? It was the same sensation I'd felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding. Had it been a premonition? This is bad. Need to find Alice now. Where could she be? Where are you? We know she's in the crew quarters. Hey, 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 been in. How's it going? I set off at a dead run. I've just realised the game hasn't loaded. This is brilliant. Bad. There we go. There we go. Didn't miss anything. Just had the premonition of Alice. Get wrecked. We got at the end of the last stream, and we ran straight to the crew quarters. The moment I entered the crew hallway, made straight for the door to the number 2 room. Alice should be in here. I swallowed and threw open the door. Hi Tash, hope you're right. Alice, so you were here. As I spoke, her eyes turned towards mine, but I didn't get the feeling they were looking at me. Her skin was pale and sickly. Put some sleeves on. I didn't realise, yeah. Fair play. So I'm henching it. Oh, sorry, do I need to change my stream to 18 plus? Her skin was pale and one of her hands held a scalpel, like I'd caught her in the middle of something.
What are you doing here?
It's okay, I'm just here to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
To let go of the scalpel.
No, I need it to get this bracelet off. Remember what Zero Jr. told us? The bracelet comes off when your heart stops. So I just have to...
Stop. Before I even finished the word I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest.
No! Let me go! I have to do this! I can't take it anymore. This whole thing is like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The only way I'm going to get out of here is to die!
With a grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands. Second before I felt a burning pain in my left hand. I'd apparently cut myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly, it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. I was so focused on my pain that I barely heard Alice collapse. And stay down. I know, I'm really close. So close. Alice, say something. There was a moment of terror before I realised she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed she'd only passed out. Shit, what am I supposed to do now? Oh man, maybe the infirmary? It's got all the medical things. Buoyed by adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off towards the infirmary.
Alright, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The atom has finished.
And this is where we find out she is ill.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh? What a lucky, lucky man you are.
What did I say? Why is that happening?
You two are going to be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to ally. That means if she stays here, the two of you are going to be sitting pretty. Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
Oh yeah, last time I tried to get 9, I got absolutely murdered. I'm not gonna do that again, am I? Are you saying I'm gonna choose Betray?
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There's no way I'd do that.
So?
Yes, it is so. But once, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner and she'll be in the AB room with me. You really think she'll just stand by and let me do something like that? Back me up here, Luna.
Well, actually I was planning to let you make the decision.
See? Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you can't lie to yourself.
Shut up.
If I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here? Should all 3 of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
Nah, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, take a look at this. I pulled out the scrap paper I found in my pocket.
Huh? What's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
I guess they only put one in the archives. Whatever, I'll just read it for you. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. Option. Urgh. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalised. In other words, one person out of every colour group of 3 has to vote. Get it? The whole team can't
That
abstain.
means either Dio or Tenmyoji's going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh. I guess playing against is a little generous.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally, which means that if Dio picks Betray...
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier? No way am I gonna choose Betray. You do know her BP's at 1, right? What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I won't put it past you.
What?
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room, too. I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury. I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all 3 of us. That means we're gonna be sharing a room, bucko. I've got my eye on you. Happy now, Sigma?
Yeah, that's really...
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me.
Well, just a weird Lima team.
Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
Oh! Tenmyoji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Huh? Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go. What?
You're staying too?
Yeah, something does happen. Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you a solo? You're playing against K and Quark, but with Quark out, that means K would get to decide this whole round.
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes.
Even though I have 6 BP?
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you nuts? What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. Kay won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know, I guess.
You just know? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Had something happen between Phi and K while they were out exploring?
I understand. I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
4 minutes remain.
Come on, we need to hurry.
All right, you kids. Take care of those two, okay?
Of course.
We promise.
With that, we were off. I gave one last quick nod to Phi and Clover before heading back to the warehouse at Dead Run. Warehouse A. Everybody ready? I'm gonna open my AB gate. Although, I guess that doesn't really matter. Dia already opened one earlier.
Then only you and I remain.
Right.
Let's go. Two more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms. Right, do I be an arse again? So I can get out. And this time, she's not about to wreck me.
Two minutes remain until Ambidex.
What are you going to... how are you going...
No question, if Clover isn't vaulting, but I don't like Clover. Betraying someone who isn't even playing League
Of course, I'm just glad to hear you say it.
But I don't like Clover. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like the ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand? There's something white on it.
What? What have I done? First time since I found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. What have I been doing? What? For a moment, I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar. But the truth was far stranger. The liquid was coming from my hand. Am I like a human penis? It was coming from the cut I'd give myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice, but why? Where was the blood? Is this like some alien alien robot thing? I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's nothing. I went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk and I spilled it. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really? But...
Yeah. I love the breakfast, hope you're alright. Just shut up, it's fine, alright? I'm fine, leave me alone. I regret the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong, very wrong, and my head was spinning.
Sigma...
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. I took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down, just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand. Who was I kidding? There's no way I could forget about something like that.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Screw Clover. I don't care. Clover's already had 2 games. Like, she's in a second
Round
game. She
2
doesn't deserve it
of
again.
The Ambidex game has been completed.
This be the 3rd game she's in. Like, in her life. Like, I'm just putting her out of misery, really.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
Why?
I didn't have an answer for her. All I could think about was that white liquid. What was it? Some kind of discharge? Oh, this is getting weird again. Blood? No, it couldn't be blood. Blood wasn't white. That was insane. Am I, like, infected by that thing and it makes your blood white or something? I don't know. I was lost in thought when Luna spoke.
I'm going to the infirmary.
Huh? Didn't you want to see
Why?
the results?
I already know what they're going to be.
Burn. The usually warm personality seemed to have gone cold. Whether it's because I'd chosen betray or because she'd noticed that something was wrong with my body, I couldn't say.
Excuse me.
Oh, I've upset Luna. Now I feel bad. Game on your hands, simple as. Not as big mystery as you thought. I turned back to the projection. With heavy steps, I headed towards K, Dio, and Tomoji. Might be able to get out with it.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Get wrecked. Oh, she's still alive. Look, she's fine. Freedom.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What the hell?
Sigma has 9 BP?
See? I told you! The bastard's finally showing his true colors.
What the hell are you doing? Clover isn't even voting.
I have misjudged you. I never thought you would do something so cowardly.
Oh, now it'll make me feel really bad. Ooh. Oh, I'm causing absolute carnage now. It's better. There was nothing I could say. I'd chosen betray of my own volition. But had I really? Had I really pressed that button on my own free will? Yes, you did. The more I thought about it, the more I felt as if some other forces guided my hand to the button. Perhaps it had been fear. Was I scared by the white fluid that appeared on my palm? Yeah, but I'm getting out of here. Like, I don't care if they hit me or not. Maybe I'd been on the tipping point and I decided that to escape as soon as possible, damn the consequences. If I got out, then the nightmare would be over. That's all it was, right? A nightmare. It couldn't be real. White blood was insane, impossible. That was when I looked up and saw the others staring at my hand. Shit. I quickly put my hand behind my back, but it was already too late. They moved towards me like wolves closing in for the kill.
Sigma? What was that?
He was cut. It must have been blood.
But why was it white?
Isn't that obvious? He's not human.
Not human.
No, what are you saying? Of course I'm human. I'm 100% human with white blood.
Then explain that white stuff.
I swear to God, I have no idea what it is. You have to believe
I'm
me.
afraid you're not being very convincing.
Oh, you're the one to talk. We can't even see you. You could be a robot. Maybe that's not even a suit. That's just you. Robot you.
No, that seems extremely unlikely. However bad my amnesia might be, I am quite sure of my humanity. I am, without a doubt, not a robot.
They probably just program you to think that.
Alright, it's pretty obvious this guy's dangerous and probably unhinged. We should take him down.
Get to the
I
door.
agree.
Get to the door. Get to the door.
Looks like there's no other way. Now that he's got 9 BP from stabbing Clover in the back, there's a good chance he'll try and get out of here by himself.
Hey, hold on a minute. Let's not do anything rash. I didn't have a choice. I spun round and ran for the number 9 door.
No, I don't think so!
Shit, let go. Let go of me. I was no match for all 3 of them. Before I could take 2 steps, I was on the floor, pinned. The desperation was only getting stronger, however, and I writhed and twisted in a futile attempt to get free. God damn it, you have to let me go. This is some kind of mistake, a misunderstanding. It's a conspiracy! Of course, when people don't agree with you, just accuse them of being a conspiracy.
So, there's a conspiracy to turn your blood white? You're a funny guy.
I got vaccinated. This is what happens.
Stop trying to get away. It's over.
Shit, get off me. Let me go.
If you won't calm down, then you leave me no choice. I'd hoped we could avoid this. Try not to struggle too much.
No, don't. Just gotta... What's he done? Yeah. Rip. There's more. The first thing I felt when I woke up was a hard pain of a bruise all the way across my neck. Kay must have suffocated me. My head felt like it'd been stuffed with cotton. I'd put a hand out steadying myself as I stood up. Where am I? Is this the infirmary? How long have I been out? My foot bumped into something and I looked down to see the injection gun. A glass vial labelled Superroll was attached to it. The anaesthetic. After choking me, they made sure I wasn't getting up in the near future. That meant I could have been asleep for a long time. Where is everyone? I glanced around the room. It was empty, except for me. It took me a moment to realise what especially odd about that. Even Quark and Alice had disappeared. That was when I noticed it. Quark and Alice weren't the only things that had disappeared. 2 other things, very important things, were also gone. My bracelet and my left hand. For a long moment, I just stared dumbstruck. What I was seeing couldn't possibly be real. Well, there it was, a smooth cross-section of my arm where my hand should have been. A thick white liquid dripped slowly from the stump. What? Yarr! They just took my arm! A scream crawled its way out my body, taking my mind with it. Then after that, nothing. Ah, man! They took my arm! I only tried to screw them all over. Like, why would they do such a thing? Fine, I'll be nice. More white-handness. Fine, I'll be nice. Be nice to Clover. I was just trying to put her out of her own misery. You know, she keeps getting put in these Nonary games. Luna and I stepped out the AB room. I could see the others filling out the rooms as we did.
So you chose Ally after all?
Yeah, I always meant to. Obviously. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. A game where Luke has to be nice, he will always fail. The mysterious white liquid. Yeah, I'm full of like white liquid, and I've got to be nice. Like, do you want to go see the results? Sure. Luna nodded and walked off towards the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out the slit of my hand. What is this? Couldn't be blood, could it? No, that was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I've never seen my blood do this before. 22 years of my life, I've seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult, but every single time I'd bleed red, like every other human being. So what was it this time? It was white. I'm assuming it's something to do with that virus.
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here!
Should taste it to find out exactly. Is it salty?
They're gonna show the results!
I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Why did it pause? Because you imagine if that was betray. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This is incredible. Look, everyone voted ally. You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course, if we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it.
There's no doubt.
That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma. Sigma? Sigma, are you all right?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Oh yeah, looks like we're all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
Nothing
Hey,
like
man,
that.
it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio continued, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse. Metal!
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many.
We can open the gates as then.
We can play the AB game, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something.
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out towards him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held up my arm, hand tightened to a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart seemed to beat. Right.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of
Ah, yes. On our way back from the garden.
Yeah, we've already seen all these. We've already done this. There's white doors. Crystal maze again.
Given that, I don't see those white doors are.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to the pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you two do?
I need to talk to Sigma. Something?
The usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. Superstar round Ultra Knockout Phase 2. Command licking special. Ah, grim. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me, and that's what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything, I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Theo tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest, marched out the yellow door. Emoji and Kay quickly followed. In only moments, all 3 had disappeared. Wipe your hand on her. She just wants a taste. So, what is it you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else? Good. I found someone nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off.
You know this place?
Yes, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation.
Time for super cereal.
Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy.
Hey, ladkin.
Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
God, she's a bit forward, isn't she? She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore in the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box. Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom and it made an almost impeccable winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me.
Snap the bird's net. Just take it off and go, no, I hate music!
Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard.
Oh, it's gonna get, like, weird
I felt so
dark.
lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
No. Yeah, well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named... What? Ty Little and Mighty Little get asked to find a blue bird by this old woman, and they travel to the dream world. Or something. Tash, you got to get through, you know, you've got to get through the small talk. I just want you to get to know me first. Anyway, supposedly, if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all of these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually, they give up and go home. But when they wake up, the bird is in a bird's cage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story, and it teaches a simple lesson.
Happiness is closer than you think. Are you sure? It sounds like the lesson is you can spend all day doing something, or you can just wait, and it'll do it itself.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so... kind.
So someone gave you this, but didn't say anything, and she's a nurse. She just took it off a coma patient, didn't she?
I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But...
I can imagine her, like, being one that, like, just working in the hospital, sitting next to, like, a coma patient or something, and just talking to him, thinking it's her best friend.
One day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
I know.
Yes. When Til and Nittil try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away.
Wrecked.
And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral
It
then?
changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again.
So, once again, there's just no point. Everything is futile.
I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
That's a lot of effort. I'll just stay unhappy.
You know, Sigma, I think you might be Til.
No, because no one has a silly name like that.
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something? Where did you find Alice?
What does that have
Just
to do with
answer me.
anything?
Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we split up to go look for Alice. First place I went to was
So
the
you
lounge.
went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice, and then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah, I just told you that I came to the garden.
Tell me this then. How do you know about the garden?
Called it.
Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you?
Because of timey-wimey magic.
That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I've been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
I don't know. I feel like I might have been.
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
It's some, movie alien, android stuff. I want to watch them films again. Damn, so you did see it,
Yes, I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human, and ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it really hadn't fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Only one way to find out. My left hand was still oozing white liquid. Killer, she's onto me! Was I really a robot? No, that would be impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving my heart palpitations. There is a spade in this garden. This can all be done.
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's plenty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
If you're a robot, then your meds wouldn't work on you. Ah, fair play.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
For 1, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2, a robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Oh yeah, I've heard about those before. They're just an ideal though. You could work towards that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they want to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed, I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes.
My robot eyes.
Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot.
She seems to be really into me now I'm a robot.
There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests. Yes. Well,
How?
the Atom should be able to tell us.
Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us. When I turned, there was nothing. Who is it?
Is someone there?
Just me. Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Luna and I looked at one another, shrugged and stepped into the bushes. Ah, is this the bomb again?
Welcome.
What? How long have you
I just
been
got
here?
here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about? Whatever. Just have a look at this.
I followed the line of her finger. Yep. It's the bomb. Shit, this is...
Antimatter bomb.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of rules. There's bombs going off. I don't know whether I'm a robot or I'm just ill and my blood's gone white or
I'm
what.
pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It says 1.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Shit. There's no question,
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
There's a number 2 bomb somewhere. That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk.
How convenient. Really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret, so I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb.
Just openly admits she's just like a bit of a dick.
So, believe me now?
So who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Temoji. Kay and Dio. And of course, Alice and Quark. Both seemed to be sleeping peacefully. Never think to look at them the way they've been completely insane not so long ago. I told them we'd find the #1 bomb in the garden. And now, judging by the numbering on the 2 bombs we found so far, there's probably a #2 bomb out there somewhere too.
Oh, this is bad. What are we going to do?
Well, I think Alice mentioned something.
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Yeah. That's why I want all of you to let me
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Chances are whoever planted those bombs is in this room. There's also a good chance.
So you're planning a search?
Exactly.
Said before, didn't it? I can't remember what happened. We just knew.
But
Oh yeah.
No buts. If you refuse, then I'll assume it's because you've got it and you planted the bombs. Unless you want that, I suggest you cooperate. Clear? Good.
Search me all night long.
Now who's going to be first? Huh?
Wait, you only need to search one
What?
person. So I figured out who did it. I know who did it. Words were out of my mouth before I even realized I was saying
How can
them.
you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Fee's gaze, nodded, and turned away. Oh, this happened before. It's going to go to be continued again, innit? I know who set the bombs. That person. Phoenix Wright. It was you! Reem was suddenly silent. Yeah. So I need to find out who did it before I can unlock these routes, I'm guessing. Damn! But how can I work out who did it when I know who did it? Like, we don't need it to be continued if we just search everyone. It was you. Yeah, so that's basically the same one. Oh no, there isn't enough medication. That's who planted the bomb. I know, this game is a massive tease. Okay. Oh, I've done it again. No! There we go, we're in. Right. So, we now have the choice. We went for the cyan door before. We now have the choice of the yellow door or the magenta door. Work out who they're with. Okay, so we can go through the magenta door with Luna. which was the girl we were just talking to. We can go through the yellow door with Tenmoji, who is the old geezer. What we thinking? What we thinking? More Luna? Might get a better ending with Luna. I think we'll pair up with Luna and head through the magenta door. You guys good with that?
All right.
Then Clover and I will...
As long
I don't have any objections. We'll be going through the yellow door, right?
That means Dio, Quark, and I are doing the cyan door.
Ugh, stuck with a kid and some old fart. I can't see how this could possibly go badly.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and you'll pull your head out of your ass.
What did you just say?
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. 9, 8, 7.
We need to hurry.
3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Lounge. Oh, great, there's booze in there. What is this
Didn't you
place?
see the door? It said this is the lounge.
Lounge? Does that mean there's somebody living here?
Well, there doesn't seem to be much dust. Maybe there is.
So you've got a well-used lounge right next to a big empty warehouse. What's this building for?
Beats me.
It looks like there are 4 doors in here.
Yeah. The one we came in, the one opposite it, and 2 more on the left and right. The 2 on the sides are covered with metal plates, though. Don't think we'll be opening them anytime soon.
I guess it just leaves us one option. No good. This one's locked too. Like, how was I pulling or pushing that? Slam her up to the door.
I didn't see any other doors in the hallway we came through.
She used her head. Just...
Maybe we can find one of the keys to the AB room in here somewhere.
Well, it's not going to find itself. Let's go. Okay. Got disc. Bit of a globe. Weird letters. Some kind of code. Oh, 2 needles. Got glass. More glass. More glass. I was going to try to pick her up and keep it so anal. I don't think you can pick them up. These coasters, they're attached to the counter somehow. So why? Who knows? Maybe they're part of the puzzle. Assuming, so that'll be how you find the different codes. That's a drinks maker thing. Garbage. Get wasted, you can puke into here. There's an icon on the thing above it. I guess it's a drain, you pour leftover drinks down it. The green one. You know, my favourite colour is green. Just looking at it makes me feel happy and calm. This one's blue. But you're wearing blue. Sun, moon, island, ocean, planet. Got a bottle here. How'd you like to have a drink with me? Grab a pint with you here, exactly. Really think it's a good time to be making a pass at someone? Always. She's getting all nervous now. Bunch of bottles of alcohol. Okay. Stalls? No, can't even look at the stalls. What's in here? Got a bit of paper. Have I lost all my files? Oh no. Okay. That's gonna be... We have to make... part more of a globe. A light. More of a globe. Astronomy today. December the 31st, 2028. It's a magazine about all things astronomy. The issue appears to be about lunar eclipses. The lunar eclipse will appear at 4:50 p.m. UT on the 12th on the... No, I'm going to say this in the right way around. So according to this, it's the 12th day on the 31st month in 2028. In other words, at 4:50 p.m. Oh, and this in my pocket. Okay, put that there. In other words, at 4:50 p.m. you can see a total lunar eclipse. Just found a face mask in my pocket. I'm finding them everywhere. It's colourful though. Very colourful one. Chew. Hey, come on, that was a real sneeze. It was dusty. That's a sofa. What's this? This thing looks weird. Is it supposed to be a sun or something? 12 words on it, and they're arranged kind of like the spokes on a wheel. Red, white, blue, island, green. Oh, these are the... Earth, sun, planet. Yeah, they're the booze. Okay. Let's do some combining. Well, that's the north and south. Not that. No. Need another one. Oh, I see it. Cheeky. Hide him behind there. Yeah, that can go in there. Perfect. Now what? This is a globe. That's... How is that helpful to me? Goes back. Okay, we've got these, which I'm guessing is going to go on here. There we go. Move them. Move them to where? I don't know. Experiment. Let's give it a try. Move to a specific time. This had one. 4:50. Well, that's 3:50, so, you know, I'm doing really well. Sweet. How about 4:50? Green sun. Ooh. Well, there's a beam of light. That's pretty impressive. Green sun, blue planet, and red moon. So... quite obvious, isn't it? But I already can't remember them, so this is great. Green sun. Uh-oh. Green. Sun. Oh. Give me that sweet, sweet booze. Blue planet. Oh, needs a glass. The other one was red moon. Oh no, gimme. So. First. And this one. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, there was something in your room. Yeah, I think so. Opens the safe back. Sure, no sweat. I've got a pretty good memory. I also have this. Okay, so now we've got to find the blue one. There was that note, which did have some things on, so I'm assuming. Here we go. My son has always liked the ocean. So my wife likes the colour red and I like white. My son has always liked the ocean. My son has loved the colour blue since he was a child. My brother likes the island and I like the planet. One of them is a liar. Brilliant. So I'm assuming it's the sun. So let's clear that. So wife likes red. He likes white. He wants ocean. My son has loved the colour blue. Husband likes the island. I like the planet. My mother and I like the moon, and he likes green. I'm really like this is going to be trial and error. I really like this trial and error because it's definitely such a quick process. There it goes. Right, so the first one, I'm gonna do a white island. Wait, there was a moon one. Red planet. Let's do that. White island. Blue ocean. Of course. So it was like I needed to put them in the opposite way or something. I'm gonna murder. It's a green island. Red moon. Blue moon. Ah! You say yeah, the lounge. Yeah, it's good music. It's just, it's such a long process to do these drinks. Right. A couple with their son. Oh, I didn't read the first line. Oh no. So the father sat in the center. So the father is the green one. Please say it's this way round. I have to remake the drinks again. Mother on the left. Mother, red. Oh, RGB, red, green, blue. Please. Please make it that simple. Ah. Okay. Just gonna try this. Just the other way around. Right. So, it's got to be... Let's empty that. I think I've got it. It's just this is a really... Oh, this is a really long process. And I didn't read there was an order on the note. So I did the first lot, messed it up, did the second lot, realised it didn't work, then realised there's an order. Right. So, first one we want is a blue ocean. So we've got blue in there, let's do ocean. Well, I'm assuming the lie is the sun, because if it's not the sun, it wouldn't work. Because I did it following the suns and ignored the overlaps, and it didn't work. So red planet. White Island. Right, now actually reading it, so we've got father in the middle, son on the right, oh, what? Please just be something this simple. It is! It's from the bartender's point of view. Oh, I thought it was going to be even worse than that. So I would have got it first time if I actually read the note properly. Star, star, sun. Star, star, sun. Give me that sweet, sweet note. Tell you, the amount of time you take with some of these puzzles, you could just try like all different combinations. Sun, moon, moon. Oh! Or star, moon, moon. The liar is me. A map. cards. So we've been through all this, so I'm not gonna hang around on it. I'll talk about free reign rule. You can go wherever you want. And a key. What interesting information are we going to get from this? What is the Nonary game? Interesting rule. Some of the things. More rules for you once you open the door. Pair solo. Oh, this is just talk about thing. BP. Number 9 door. At certain times, the sun, earth, and moon align in such a way that the moon is completely within the earth's shadow. This causes the moon to appear reddish-brown in colour as light from the sun passes through the earth's atmosphere and reflects off the moon's surface. Incidentally, the game refers to a lunar eclipse on New Year's Eve in 2028, which is, or rather will be, an actual event, and will only be visible in the Eastern Hemisphere at 1652. Yeah. How interesting. I'm guessing it's there, isn't it? Alright, let's get out of here. Ship applies to stream. These files. To left scenes following. Yeah, I have noticed that. Like, a lot of the... some of them. So, like... Where was it? Yeah, some of these as well. These later ones. Especially Luna's necklace and stuff. Seem to apply later on. Yeah, I did notice that, like, this cybernetic... Oh, actually. Cybernetic arm. Do I just got fake arms then for it? Well, the laws of robotics and stuff. Yeah, that I read them before. So I think, right, I think I'll finish a route, then I'll read the things afterwards. It's probably a good shout, that, actually. Let's talk about literally what we just on about. So yeah, I think that's a good shout, Profaxel. Come on, what are we waiting for? Get on with it. Alright, fine. Time to get on with it. Get on with it. It's like constant shouting outside my house, whatever. Another elevator, huh? Dunno. Only one way to find out.
Hey, someone's coming.
It's like Alice, Clover, and Kay.
And Dio, Quark, and Tenmyoji.
Why are you running?
We ran into them a little bit ago. Well, not literally, of course.
I don't know. With a prowl like that, I imagine you run into a lot of things.
Let me see the map.
Oh, sure. So that's the room we haven't been in yet. Which is the medical center thing. That's where we went last time, through the crew quarters. Yeah, I get it. All the routes end up here.
It's the same as the map we found in the infirmary.
Infirmary?
Oh, we found a map like that too. Ours was in the crew quarters.
Well, we found out it was in the lab.
Maybe we should sit down for...
No, there's plenty of time for that after we check out this elevator.
Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe, please.
What the?
So this is them seeing all the doors.
Looks like we don't have a choice then. We gotta head back. Quark, why don't you show them that note we found?
Sure.
Oh, no.
Oh? Did it say something like, because if it did, we found ours in the...
Oh, yeah. To open the door, you can go through it as much as you like. Yep, we literally just go for that. Color brace, you can go through them as many times. So we're going to skip all this. They're going to head back.
So, this is the lounge.
It would seem Zero's notes were telling the truth. Getting back here was easy enough.
That means we could all go visit the infirmary too.
Or the crew quarters.
Hey, Grandpa, check this out. It's some of your favorite scotch.
Oh, tempting, but I don't really think now's the time.
Oh, that's so. Grandpa, since when were they buddies? Had they always been that close? In other words, they'd known each other before the Nonary game. If Quark was calling Tenmoji Grandpa, maybe they're even related. Unless Clover seemed to be close too. Just how many of these people knew each other already?
Let's go, buddy. As soon as we get out of here, I can drink all the scotch I want. You can drink all the root beer floats you can stomach.
What? You're gonna get me a root beer float?
But are you sure? Do you have enough money?
Oh, ye of little faith. I found an old factory full of rare earth metals the other day.
Oh, Tenmoji's poor. I haven't really had much time with him. I don't know if I like him or not. Two milkmen go comedy. The boomer of the group, yeah.
Oh, you're finally done.
You were.
No, please, can we just skip past this rabbit? Just burn the rabbit. Cakewalk and myself gave one card to Luna, Alice, and Tenmoji. We headed into the AB rooms. There wasn't really any discussion of who'd go into which door, and Fee and I found ourselves heading to the leftmost room. Looks like everybody else has gone in already. Think we should
Why are
head
you
into...
asking me? Just hurry up and get in there.
Give me sass. Hopefully I can skip past them
An
explaining the prisoner's dilemma.
5 minutes.
That's like a whole hour. Whoa, what? What? Who that? What? What the hell? Who is this?
Fuck if I know. Look, it doesn't matter who she is. Just get everybody over here.
Yeah, right. Hey guys, get over here. We found someone. There's a lady in over here. She's unconscious. I didn't wait for a response. I just turned around and threw Fee into the room. We knelt down next to the woman and turned her over as gently as we could manage. All that greeted us was... Wait, I just need to check. What room was this in? The leftmost room. So that's a different room. That's the room Kay and Clover were in. I leant down to listen to her mouth. Nothing, no breath. Shaking hands, I felt her against her neck for a pulse. No movement, just cold skin.
What the hell were you yelling at? What's going on here?
Is she?
Quark, don't look. Somebody get Quark out of here.
Oh, come on, Quark.
Then she's...
Yeah, she's not breathing, and I can't find a pulse. Her body's already cold, so I'm guessing she was murdered a while ago.
Murdered?
Does this look like an accident or a suicide to you?
Looks like she was stabbed. Don't see a weapon around here, though. That means either the killer took it with them, or it was part of them.
Part of them?
Well, if someone was strong enough and they had metal hands, then they might be able to stab someone in the heart.
What are you suggesting?
Kalima.
It's just a joke. Don't take it so seriously.
Wait, Clover was still passed out, wasn't she?
Whatever. If we examine the wound, we'll probably get a better idea of what the weapon was. Let's get her to the infirmary. She might be old, but she's still a woman. If we're going to do an autopsy, she should have some privacy. Come on, boys, let's go.
DOK and I gingerly lifted the woman up and carried her to the infirmary. Perhaps he just didn't consider himself one of the boys, or maybe it was something else. Whatever the reason, Chemoji only just stared. His whole body was rigid, like a rope pulled almost to its breaking point. But it was his eyes that caught my attention. He was staring at us, not quite. It was more, he was staring towards us, a smouldering spark of something burning silently. It felt like his missus or something. It wasn't until we were almost to the infirmary that I realised Emoji hadn't spoken a single word since the moment we found the body. I turned to look back at him. He was following us at a distance, his breathing heavy and laboured, and his movements slow and shuffling, as if his body was suddenly made of lead. Why go to this screen for that? The old woman's body was surprisingly light. Carrying her felt almost like carrying an old, dry piece of wood. We set her down carefully in the infirmary bed, as if we were afraid she might break. Looks so peaceful. Almost like she's just gonna wake up any minute now.
Maybe she...
Let's hope so.
Anyway, I feel a little bad about doing this, but I think we need to examine her.
You mean like an autopsy or something?
I'm just going to have a look at the wound. If we had a coroner, then it would be a different story, but... What?
I have a medical license.
You're a nurse?
No.
You're a doctor?
Well, I'm not exactly a coroner.
Interesting. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover, can you?
Really? She looks like a nurse. She looks like a medical professional.
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Are you really going to perform an autopsy?
Oh, I won't really be doing it. I think that machine over there is a medical... It's called an atom. It uses nuclear magnetic...
Ah, yes,
Oh yeah? And just how the hell do you remember that?
because Alice, Clover, and I examined this entire room.
Think you can use it to perform some kind of autopsy?
Yes, I think I should be able to manage that.
Luna ran the scanner all over the body, then turned back to the terminal. Display filled up with text, most of it rather technical. Point of stabbing. Here. Big X. Female, estimated age 65-75 years. Deceased, cause of death, strangulation. Estimated time of death, 3 to 4 hours. Damage trajectory, weapon entered through the 4th intercostal piercing heart. That's like a hell of a machine. Do they exist? Cannot exist. No. Wound margin, clean and continuous. One sharp, blunt. Wound cavity, 50 millimeters. Wound length. Conclusion, based on the characteristics described above, there's a 95% chance the wound was caused by a sharp single-bladed instrument. Yeah, I really don't get it. What's it mean by instrument? Was she stabbed with a clarinet or something? Oh, I'm so funny.
It means a tool of some sort. A knife, probably.
In other words, she was stabbed in the heart, right?
Yes.
Well, I suppose that clears me of suspicion.
Sorry, but no.
Why? Please, don't tell me you think my hand can somehow turn into a knife.
I told you that was a joke.
Then why am I still a suspect?
We found the old lady in one of the AB rooms, specifically the one farthest to the left. Before we went in there, only 2 other people had been in that room. You and Clover. Only one of you was conscious.
Phi, please, stop joking around. I assure you, there was no one else in that room besides Clover when I woke up. She must have been put there later.
But the door was locked, right? I don't think anyone could have gotten in without the key.
Perhaps, but there was a hatch on the ceiling, remember?
Yes, there was. But Zero said he locked all the hatches.
Well, if he was telling the truth, nobody could have gotten in there after you two left. Which means...
Fucking bastard! Why'd you kill her, Kay? I knew it. You're him, aren't you? You're the real Zero.
Wait a minute, please. Just calm down. You aren't making sense. Let's suppose I am Zero. Why would I do something that would obviously cast suspicion on me?
Well, because you figured we'd think that. And you'd throw us off the trail by doing the exact opposite.
That's not a logical argument. Still, you do have at least half a point. Your argument doesn't confirm my guilt, but it does show us where we should be looking. The real Zero, the person who brought us here, is likely the person who murdered that woman. Doesn't that seem like the most reasonable answer?
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. If Zero was the
so
murderer,
creepy that she's
then
always
they could
smiling.
open anything they wanted to. I mean, didn't Zero say something about that?
I live in the master computer. That means all the electronic doors in this whole warren are under my control.
Exactly. Also, consider this. If the murderer isn't Zero, why would the AI Zero stay silent? He told us that his job was to make sure the game ran smoothly, but now the unexpected has happened, and he says nothing. Why would he do that? If he can see everything we do, then he must know who killed the old woman. So why has he kept his silence? The answer is simple. The murderer is Zero, or rather Zero Senior, I suppose you could say. He likely ordered Zero Junior, the AI, to keep his identity hidden. If Zero Junior told us about the murder, then Zero Senior's identity would be compromised. There is something else to consider as well. Perhaps this murder was not unexpected. Zero Senior murdered her, just as planned. Death is only another part of the game.
Telling someone is just part of the game
Well,
to him?
There's no way to know for sure, but I would assume so.
Ten minutes remain. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded...
I don't
What's
know.
that?
Well, one thing's for sure. If we don't go vote, something bad's going to happen.
You see? Just as I said. Zero Junior ensures the game continues, even though someone has died. All of this is part of Zero Senior's plan.
Let's get back to the warehouse. If we all head to the AB rooms, maybe we'll see Zero Jr. After all, he told us he'd give us specifics once we gone in.
Last time they discussed all this, it took 45 minutes, so I'm assuming it's not going to happen when we've only got 10 minutes left. Really going in there? I kinda don't want to. I mean, there was a dead lady in there just a few minutes ago.
Up here.
Was she ninjaed up there? Must be really desperate to get high.
Seriously? That's the best you can do? I was expecting something about how I jump at the first sign of trouble.
Whatever. Be up there anyway. Everyone's already got into the
Yeah,
AB rooms.
well, there was something I wanted to check out. This
Nice.
thing, remember it?
The hatch?
Try opening it.
No luck. It just won't budge.
Then that means this AB room is locked down tight. No one could get in.
You're talking about whoever killed that old lady, aren't
Yeah.
you? Still think it's Kay, huh? Well, like Clover said, if Zero Senior is the killer, then it wouldn't matter if we could open the hatch.
I know. I just wanted to be sure.
5 minutes.
Let's go. I imagine Algernon's waiting for us.
The rabbit.
Look, There's something on the screen.
Yeah, you're right. Start. Well, looks like there's no going back now.
Observation.
Hooray! I've been waiting.
So have we. We've got some questions for you, Zero. Who was that old...
Will all of you please stop bombarding me with questions? The other people in the other rooms are I guess you probably can't hear them since these rooms are completely soundproof, but BO is especially loud. For real, BO. I need you to shut up. There isn't much time. I gotta hurry and explain all this stuff, or the game will end before I'm done. So, no more questions from now on. No answers for anybody, okay? You just have to wait. Now, let's get this party started! Let me tell you about the ABC. For example, Siggy and Fido paired up with Mooney, and when that
Just explains the AB game.
What? Okay then, I think that about does it.
Actually,
It'll just happen after all. It's almost time! No, I won't wait and I can't wait. Didn't you hear me?
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
You see you later. Have a nice trouble.
I hate this buddy so much.
We don't have time to talk about this. Choose betray.
What? You're kidding? Really want me to
We
betray
don't know
Luna?
if she'll ally or not. If we choose ally and she chooses betray, we're screwed. That's a loss of 2. You tell me, Sigma. What's 3 minus 2?
What kind of idiot do you think I am? It's 1, obviously.
Exactly. If our BP gets down to 1, it's over. So...
Wait, what do you mean by it's over?
30 seconds
just press the dip.
You're hiding something. Yeah, you've been suspicious from the get-go. I mean, how do you know my name? Yeah, we've already been through this. We could... literally jumping through time.
Fine. If you won't do it, then I...
Don't think so. I'm not going to move until you give me some answers. If I don't do anything, we'll just vote ally for us anyway. So let's hear it. What are you hiding? What's it over supposed to mean?
10 seconds 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
When your BP hits 0, you die. That's what I meant.
1.
I'm going to ally. It's Luna. She seems nice, lass.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed.
And every time I
in
press
the
no, I
warehouse.
just get wrecked by everybody.
Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
As Fee and I stepped out the AB room, I could see the others running towards the monitor, shoving and pushing to get closer. Tomoji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that?
What was that, Sigma? Don't play dumb. You chose ally. Didn't you hear me? I told you that if your BP drops to 0, you die.
Yeah, I heard you. A whole second before the deadline. How can you expect me to think anything through that quick? It would have taken like half a second just to process
No,
what
you could have
said.
done it. The brain's processing power increases during a crisis. It starts working so fast that a second can seem like an eternity. Your brain was doing that right before time ran out, wasn't it? Well, am I wrong?
What are you talking about? Okay, fine. Let's be generous and say hypothetically that you're right about a crisis. About this crisis overclocking thing. How would you know whether or not my brain was doing that? Did you crack open my skull while I wasn't looking? Just wedge a microscope in there and have a look at my neurons? Let me be straight with you. Your shit is whack. Like hella whack. I mean, you just know stuff and you shouldn't. Stuff like my name, or if your BP hits 0, you die. You told me you don't know why, but more and more I'm starting to think you've been lying to me.
Yo, what's up? Siggy! Fido! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
Let's go. Time to see what the results are. Maybe it's different this time.
Huh? This time?
Good. Looks like you're all here.
Let's get ready to rock!
Ambidex game! The results!
I hate
If
this
everyone
bunny.
would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Burn. Burn. Yeah. Thought Luna was good. OG got wrecked by Dio and Quark. Bunny for Death 2020. The bunny just needs burning. Alice got betrayed by Kay and Clover. What? This is a really weird one. Like, none of this makes sense.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the
Everyone
numbers
else
on
knows
our
everyone
bracelets.
Thanks,
Oh,
Luna.
No, it's nothing. You don't have to thank me. I only did what anybody would have done. I believed in you and Phi.
When Luna glanced away, I threw Phi what could only be described as a smug grin. Rather frustratingly, she didn't respond, only turned away, unperturbed. I was about to press the issue when I heard Tomoji's voice.
Quark, what happened?
No! It wasn't me! Mr. Dio tricked me! He told me he'd pick Ally! He promised! That's why I let him do the voting!
Is this true, Dio?
Are you serious? This kid's full of shit.
What?
I didn't do squat. Quark was the one who decided how we were gonna vote. And you wanna know what he told me?
You just leave the voting to me, Mr. Dio. Grandpa's gonna choose to ally for sure, 'cause I'm his opponent on this one. I think we should betray. To be honest, I'm getting kinda tired of that grumpy old bastard. He's had a good life, but it's time for him to go.
If this is real, this kid's
What do you
twisted.
say we leave the old fart here and leave? I've got a plan. See? Don't worry about me. I'll just tell him you tricked me. He'll believe whatever I tell him. Besides, if he still trusts me, that'll make it easier to use him again later. What do you say, Mr. Dio? Pretty good plan, huh?
Grandpa strat.
Alright, let's do it.
You're lying!
I mean, he's
I
smiling.
never should have trusted you! Dio! You're a lying jerk!
Sure, kid, keep whining. See if I care.
Grandpa, you believe me, right?
Don't let this brat fool you, old man. All of this is just part of his plan.
You bastard! I'm not gonna let you get away with this!
That's enough, Quark. Don't lose your temper. How long have I known you? I could be deaf and blind, and I'd still know if you were lying to me.
He's whining, yeah.
Really?
You're just as gullible as he said you'd be. Hook, line, and sinker. Let me give you a little warning, Tenmyoji. That little shit is a hell of an actor. I'll bet you money he's a born con man. I don't know what he is to you, but if I were you, I'd trust the kid as far as I could throw him, and at your age, that can't be much. You hearing me, old man? Keep an eye on him.
It's all right. I understand.
I'm so sorry.
I apologize. This is very unfortunate.
Looked as though another argument had taken place while Quark and Dio were fighting. Whatever it had been about, it appeared to be resolved itself.
The past is the past. There's no point complaining about it. I'll just have to try and get those points back in the next AB game. Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be having another round?
Well, you said round one. If there's a round one, then there's likely a...
Besides, that's...
Close them, explain that they need more keys, tell everyone's numbers have shifted, tell everyone that if they hit zero, they're gonna die. So now I'm a cyan pair.
Me too.
Oh, I'm with Alice.
Mine's...
Mine too. Wait. I guess the colors weren't the only thing that changed. It switched from pair to solo.
You're right. Mine switched from solo to pair.
Mine is now a solo as well.
Yep, looks like mine's changed too. I've gone from solo to pair.
I'm still a pair.
The three of us seem to be magenta now as...
I'm yellow, and it still says solo. Fi, you and Dio are yellow now too, right?
Yeah.
Looks like I'm a pair.
When did they change?
Back when the AB gates closed. As soon as the gates close, your color.
They've all changed. They're gonna decide what they're gonna do. He's gonna have a flashback. One of multiple flashbacks. Why is this happening to me? Spent a few minutes wallowing in self-misery. I figured I'd deserve at least a little self-pity. But even I knew that brooding and whining wasn't going to get me anywhere. Like Kay said, we needed to at least try and find another way out. So I shook my head to clear it, stood up straight and headed off. And now we do a bit of this. This is different or the same. I'm doing a bit of exploring, a bit of looking around. Are we going to find another bomb?
Oh, Sigma. Perfect timing.
You were here earlier, right?
Yeah, I was. Philo and I were the first into
Did you
this room.
find anything suspicious?
Like, secret pathway or something.
You really think that this kind of detail I'd neglected to mention?
Anything else then? Anything out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary? Well, I mean, everything about this room is out of the ordinary.
How about this?
Isn't it obvious? It's an astronomy magazine. Apparently it's got an article about a lunar eclipse. It says it's going to happen on December the 1st, 2028.
This New Year's Eve then?
Yeah, 6 days from now.
Wait, what did you say? What do you mean 6 days?
Well, today's Christmas, right?
Wait a minute. When were you grabbed?
You hear me? On Christmas. About 2 or 3 in the morning. Wait, did they pick you up on a different day?
Yeah.
I was abducted in the middle of the night on December 22nd.
About you?
I think it was the 20th.
Then we were all taken on different days.
Boy. I still can't believe, Profaxel, you're here, I still can't believe this is 1 year after the Nonary, like, the Nonary games. One thing, Clover looks really old. And it's really weird that Alice and Clover are like secret agents and they've only known each other about less than a year. Well, you know, between a year or two, depending whenever the other.
Maybe they kept us on a Soparil IV drip or something?
In theory, you could have everyone wake up at the same time if you got the dosage right.
But today might not even be the 25th.
I think that's likely.
Yeah. Some of us were probably abducted after you.
Oh, I guess that explains why I feel kind of
You
dizzy.
too? I felt disoriented since I woke up. My body doesn't feel right.
Maybe it's because we were asleep for so long. Your muscles start to atrophy if you don't use them.
Then, what day is it today?
Beats me.
I have no idea.
Is there anything interesting in the crew quarters?
Nah, nothing in the quarters. Oh well, there was a book about a cat.
A cat?
Yeah. Something about a cat in a box and whether it's dead or alive. Didn't make any sense to me, though.
Oh my god, is Dio actually someone in this series who hasn't just got, like, all the information people need in the world?
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
How about the infirmary? Find anything
Well,
interesting?
Actually, there was one thing.
What?
I wasn't trying to hide it. The right moment to mention it just never came up.
Don't need to apologize. So that's what you found.
See for yourself. Yeah, it was in the safe in the infirmary.
Let me see that. Radical 6 infection spreads.
Thing in it.
Cure continues to elude authorities.
Too real, too real. What the hell? What's Radical 6?
Just read the article.
Radical 6 virus continues to spread across the globe like wildfire. The WHO has confirmed that the death toll is estimated to have passed 100,000 victims. Immediate quarantine of any infected patients is strongly advised. Too real, too real.
You mean you think we got infected with this Radical 6 thing? Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, we don't know anything for sure. But look at us. We seem pretty healthy. Admittedly, I don't know what the symptoms of Radical 6 are. But if it's killing people worldwide, they must be horrific. Now, just look at this soft, lustrous skin.
Getting weird.
This perfect, shapely face. Does this beauty look like something infected with an awful disease?
Yes, because you literally go mental soon.
You want to touch it, don't you, boy?
Oh, now it's game.
I can see it in your eyes. Go on. Try.
Well, I'm feeling a little
That could
weird.
just be from sleeping for a couple of days. Or maybe it's a side effect of that drug. Besides, if this is where they ship people to quarantine them, don't you think there aren't enough, people? This thing is killing people all over the world, right? So why would there only be 9 of us here?
Think about it. Zero is forcing us to play this Nonary game.
Like and subscribe. Subscribe, please.
Why would the government quarantine people and then make them play a game?
Too real, too real.
Yes, it is.
So you're saying there's no connection between our abductions and the virus?
Probably not.
Yet the information is just left there for you. I'm gonna say it's definitely connected. But it's still something we should remember, I suppose. I mean, if we're safe in here, our friends and families are still
That's
out there.
true. I hope they're all right.
Coronavirus update needs a rollback. Yeah, man. The 2020 patch has just been insane. They put a bug in the White House. Potential death everywhere. Someone installed the Dark Souls DLC.
Neither have I.
Me either.
So what day is it? This Radical 6 killed hundreds of thousands of people while we were asleep. So how long have we been here for? Oh, there's this old
I don't think you'll be able to just puzzle that out. If we want the truth, we need to find more information.
Okay, I think I'll go look around a bit more then. I already have spent plenty of time.
Alice and I are gonna stick around. You know, just in case you miss something. Don't really feel like I can trust your eyes.
Whatever. What's wrong with my eyes? Where to next? How's it going? You guys find
Hello,
anything?
Mr. Sigma.
Nothing yet.
Well, Alice, Clover, and I did go over this room quite thoroughly. I doubt you'll find any hidden hallways here.
Why are you back here?
Well, I was concerned about the lady you found. Who would do such a horrible thing?
Given what we know so far, you're the most likely candidate.
Phi, please, why would I kill this woman?
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the evidence points to you right now. If we find more evidence in the future, that could change.
I was so busy earlier that I never got to ask, but do any of you know who she
Beats
is?
me. I've never seen her before.
I don't know her either.
Neither do I. Well, I suppose I might have known her before I lost my memories, but there's no way to know, is there?
Convenient.
You still can't remember anything?
No, not even a little, unfortunately.
You better be telling the truth about this amnesia
Are
stuff.
you suspicious of me too, Sigma?
Suspicious? Have you looked in a mirror lately? Might as well have suspicious tattooed across your forehead.
If someone ran into you on the street at night, they'd probably pass out from fright.
Or maybe even during the day.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, burn! Good thing he's in the infirmary, because he's going to need something for them burns.
I apologize for my frightening appearance.
Not really something you need to apologise for. I mean, it's not your fault, right?
No, I suppose not. Well, I assume not. But I'm not sure why, but none of this feels particularly strange. The mask and the suit, I mean. In a way, it almost feels natural. I don't feel as though I was forced into it.
Are you saying this is how you always look?
No, I don't think that's it.
This might be a pretty obvious question, but is there any way for you to take it off?
No, I've tried several times, to no avail. I honestly don't even know where to start. Ah, but there is something I'd like to ask of you. There are parts of the suit I can't see. Could you have a look and tell me if perhaps there is a switch or something similar?
Dude, I'm pretty... It's got to be Snake, because I actually think he might only have one arm. No further warning, he removed his robe and turned his back to us. Took no time at all to find something of interest. There's a hole here on the back of your head.
A hole?
Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there...
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
I see. That's excellent news. We just need to find whatever it is that goes in there, then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does he have an arm? Right arm. Dick. God damn it.
I feel somewhat relieved. I was beginning to fear I might have to spend the rest of my life like this.
Right in the back of the head. Ram it in.
Wait, a minute ago you said that it felt natural.
Well, it does, but that doesn't mean I want to stay in it forever. Imagine having glasses, for instance. Wearing them doesn't feel strange, but you'd hardly want to wear them all the time, forever, would you?
Well, I feel personally attacked. Ugh. Well.
That's what wearing this suit is like.
No, I wouldn't.
Well,
I
think
can't
that's enough
afford
about
anything
me.
else, so I have
Should
to wear
we
them all
move to the
the
next
time.
room now?
No. There still might be something here. I'm staying.
Me too.
I see. Well then, I will move ahead and see how our companions are doing. What do you intend to do?
I think
Where
I'll
do you
move along
plan to
to
go?
crew quarters. I was thinking I might go over to the crew quarters.
Very well. I shall head for the lounge then. Until we meet again. Excuse me.
Kay's robe flowed silently around him as he turned to leave. Made my way out the infirmary behind him. Ooh, we might find information from Technology. Some stuff.
Oh, sick. What are you doing here?
Hey, come on, man. Don't be like that. We're aren't enemies, are we?
Huh, I wonder.
What happened to you, Tenmoji? You've been acting weird since we found that lady's body.
Oh, you think so? Well, you sure it ain't just all in your head?
Whoa, calm down. Let's move on to something else then. You and Quark. Is he your grandkid?
Why do you want to know?
Why? Well, I mean, why do you think? He keeps calling you Grandpa, of course I'm gonna wonder what the deal is. We all got kidnapped and brought here, apparently for no reason. Now they're making us all play some sort of weird game. Just trying to find a little meaning in all this nonsense. That's it. Just tell me, Tenmoji, are you really Quark's Grandpa?
Sigma, where'd you come from?
Did you not want me here?
No, it's okay, I guess. I just thought Tenmyoji was the only other person here.
This is the crew quarters. I came here with Clover and Tenmyoji. We decided we'd split up to investigate.
Makes sense. So you
Zero.
find anything?
No, I meant I found 0 things.
What about you? Anything
I
suspicious?
didn't find anything either. Although, I guess you could say this whole facility is suspicious.
Why do you think Zero put all these puzzles and stuff all over the place?
Well, maybe solving all of these puzzles is part of the Nonary game.
Really? I thought the Nonary game was a couple of rounds of the AB game. Why do we need the puzzles and stuff then? Clover? Tell everyone. Well, what is the Nonary game then? Why is Zero making us do all this?
Well, this is just, speculation, but maybe it's for entertainment. So rich, powerful people can watch.
Entertainment?
Yes, they're probably off in an opulent theater, watching us struggle while they drink brandy and eat caviar.
Oh, you think so, huh? So some rich bastards killed her off for kicks. What kind of a death is that?
Well, maybe her dying didn't have anything to do with the rest of the game.
No, Kay was right. If her dying wasn't part of all this, the rabbit would have said something. But what'd we get? Nothing. Just tells us to keep playing and disappears. I can only think of one reason he'd do that. Murdering her was always part of Zero's plans. Now, if you can think of another way all this fits, well, I'd love to hear it.
So you're saying that Zero Sr. is the one who murdered the old lady?
Now, it sure looks that way.
That means there's a 7 in 1 chance anybody could be the murderer. Well, Alice and I can't be Zero.
Okay. I'll let the I part go, but you're gonna have to give me a little more to convince me Alice can't be Zero.
What? Come on. Alice and I know each other.
Well, how do you know each other?
I guess you could say we're co-workers.
Where do you co-work?
Organization?
That's kind of vague. What kind of organization?
That's... I can't tell you.
Tell me. I don't understand the thing that's what happened between you two and the last game. You were like 14, now you're like... what? At least 18.
I can't tell you. Just forget about it, okay?
Why can't you tell us?
Because it's confidential.
In a life and death situation, I think it's okay
I
to tell
promised
people.
I wouldn't tell.
Oh, come on, don't give me that. Look around you, Clover. Really think this is the time for playing it close to the chest?
Yeah! What if the people you work for have something to do with what's going on here? Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should tell you.
Finally.
Hey, sorry to butt in, but it's time to go.
What? Time to... Oh, shit. It's past time. Gotta go.
You think?
Oh, I guess we'll just have to continue this later. We need to get back to the doors.
Shit. Guess you're right. Let's go. They're alive! The dolls are alive!
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Ugh, you're late. What were you doing? An apology
Sorry.
is not going to cut it. I can't go through that door without you. Zero said we'd get penalized if we didn't go through the primary door before it closed. Are you trying to kill me?
Whoa, calm down. I thought you might need a partner to get through the primary doors, though.
Are you kidding me? Think it through, Sigma. Yes, you can go through the primary door by yourself. Now, you're standing in front of the secondary door. The time limit comes and the primary door shuts. Now what? Now you're stuck is what? Without the right number of bracelets, the secondary door won't open. Do you understand?
There'd be no way to open either door, huh? Man, that sounds even worse than getting your lungs turned off.
Sorry for worrying you, Quark.
Oh, Quark's about to go nutty.
In any event, now is hardly the time to be fighting like this. As you can see, the primary doors have already opened. You must hurry and decide who will be going through which door and with whom.
We're almost out of time. I'll just explain it as fast as I can. Just like before, there are only 3 possible combinations.
Option and me, pair it with Luna. Emoji and Quark, pair it with Clover. V and Dio would pair it with K. Option B, Alice and I would pair it with K. Ooh, K. Emoji and Heart would pair it with Luna. V and Dio would pair it with Clover. Or Alice and I would pair up with Clover.
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
I'm thinking Clover because she almost told us what was going on, and I really want to know what the deal between her and Alice is.
I'm not pairing up with Kay.
Oh?
We'd end up playing against each other in the next AB game. Last time, you betrayed Clover. How am I supposed to know you won't do the same to me? You can't be trusted.
How unfortunate. To be honest, however, I would rather not go with you either.
Yeah? Why's that?
Well, you only have 1 BP left. I very much doubt you'll choose to ally in the next round. Even if you promised me you would choose to ally, I'd be in a non-desirable situation. You see, I wouldn't be able to choose to betray. If I did, and you were true to your word and allied, then I would kill you. So there you are. That is why I do not wish to be paired with Tenmyoji. Of course, for the same reason, I would rather not be paired with Alice.
That's not a problem. Sigma and I will be taking Clover.
Yeah.
I trust her more than any of the rest of you.
Yep. I want to go with Alice, too.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't I get a say in this?
I would like to go with Sigma or Phi. They chose Ally last time.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. I'm Phi's partner. You should pair up with us. Sound good?
No.
I am also opposed to that choice.
If Alice and Clover pair up, and Luna and Dio pair up, the rest of us don't have a choice. We'll be stuck with Phi's option C.
I believe I mentioned before that I do not wish to be paired with Tenmyoji.
And I don't want to go with K either.
And what are we supposed to do?
1 minute remains.
It's all over.
Quark.
This is it. We're all gonna die.
Oh, Quark's starting to lose it.
Are you all right?
No. No. That's not it. Don't you get it? We aren't gonna die. We have to die. We have to die here. All of us.
What the hell? Oh, snap out of it, kid. Oh, come on, Quark, talk to me.
No, I'm fine. You're the crazy ones.
I'm not crazy, you're crazy.
Getting so serious about this stupid game. We should just stop. End this. End all of it. End everything.
We need to get him to the infirmary.
No, we don't have time.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
We don't have a choice. Quark's with me. I'll carry him through.
But we still haven't figured out who's going where.
I can't afford to be picky anymore. Someone just choose. I don't care who.
Sigma, you have to choose. Please, just do it. We don't have any time left.
9, 8, 7.
I swallowed. Alice and I will... Yeah, I want to go through with Clover, so we'll find out more info. Alice and I will take Clover and go through the
No,
red door.
I cannot allow... Choose a different, please.
Stood in front of the red door, solid in movement in his metal armor. I didn't think I'd force my way past him and I knew I didn't have time to try it. Shit! 2 doors. Which one? Luna and Kay. I mean, we've had a good run with Luna. Alice, Luna, the green door.
Right. I'm coming.
I glanced back over my shoulder, in time to see the others head to their respective doors. V, Dio, and K ducked into the red door. Just as Emoji carried Quark through the blue door, Clover right on his heels.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
So, I can't remember where green took us last time. Oh, is this dead
All
end?
3 doors seem to be locked.
That's unfortunate.
It looks like the device next to the number 9 door.
Why don't you try pulling the lever?
Might as well. It's like a door on
It
the right.
opened.
Ooh, different doors open this time. Ah. 3 sets of possibilities. Each thing. Ah, each one of these is a different puzzle. I see, I see.
You're probably just overthinking it. That door opened. That means we're going through it. Bring it on.
Bring
Don't
it
go
on.
soft on me now. I'll leave you behind.
Come on, Sigma, let's go.
Licking subscribe. Gulam Bay? That's okay. What
It
this
is kind
place?
of confusing, isn't it? What is it for?
Well,
If you say so. We should split up and search it.
we need to find key cards with...
Yes. They should be somewhere in this room.
Alright, let's get to it. Oh, there's a robot here. It's a Cube's platform. Radio. Chevron block. What is this? Kind of greasy oil thing. It's an Egyptian mummy. Oh wait, look at it, it's a robot. And maybe it's a robot. So maybe about it, I can't imagine anything else. You're kidding, right? That's insane. What do you think it is? Just a well-made mannequin. Do anything to it. Oh, I hope it didn't try and like kill me. Okay, I'm guessing we're gonna make that. Another stage. Door. Battery. That's odd. Key. Obviously goes to this keyhole, but it won't turn. Okay, we got key. I'll get in there. Whoa, anybody feel dizzy all of a sudden? Yeah. What the heck is this? Okay. Oh, another one of these. About this. What? Maybe I could try hitting something with it. Bottle. Bottle. Oh. Poster. Poster with an eye in the center of it. Okay. Door number 3. Lab coat. Would you like me to do it? I thought you might be into that kind of thing. Single piece of paper. The list. Okay. Block. Ooh, ID. 11010. 11010. 400 hertz. Okay, right. That there. Next, some of the electrical socket. Yeah, put the radio in. Stop talking about it. There we go. Try tuning it. Yeah. So we're gonna do the 400. Wait, what? That was really weird. What was that noise? Look, the monitor. Voice recognition. So in that way, yes. On the screen, it's a blueprint of the room. On off. Press the button. What if it's... Oh. Guess So, why the hell did you... Hey, calm down. Nothing happens. There's nothing to be mad about. Something was trying to start up. So we need to power something on. So according to this, there's a... something over here. Ah, I need something to get rid of that, eh? Okay, let's do this. Thing. I don't know. Stick it in. Oh, star-shaped block. Yeah, it's the same shape and everything, but maybe it's not the right size. It's like this box is a little too big. Okay. Maybe? I do red X on it, exactly. So it's here. Really? Is that gonna work? Yes, it worked. Lock's open, yeah. Let's have a look inside. That was a bit weird. Washing. A screwdriver. And another key. The washing, I'm gonna assume, is for here. To wipe it with. Oh, rag. Oh, rag. Okay. Button, don't do anything. You do anything else with the radio? Rag, 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 rag. But wearing clothes, just do that. Stage. Close license. No, no, no. Okay. So I need a rag. Like, how is this the hardest part? That? There's something there. Oh. It's alive. I mean, it's on. Oh, wait a minute. Do that. And then press that. No. Wait, can we just use one of these? Ooh. Didn't see these. Look at that sweet, sweet key. Yeah, I already have the key. Do the key thing. Hear a noise? Yeah, from the middle drawer. Ooh, okay. Handle. Tablet. Guessing we're gonna combine with that. That. Get spin. What the hell? Something's coming down from the ceiling. Oh god, they're literally clipping through the ceiling. We've activated all the robots. We're gonna die. Sweet. Give me them pants. Maybe he's hiding something. Why would you hold a diary in your crotch? Well, maybe he's got a hose or something. Whoa, damn. Way cut to the chase there. Let's take him off and let us gaze upon the hose. You covered your face, you opened your fingers so you could see out. How old are you? You're driving me nuts. I'll just take him off. Yeah. Okay, we're going to combine them with this. Yes. Oh, he's got a card. Give me the card. Okay. Let's do this. $120 volt. They're reading it from the wrong angle. 120 volt. Okay. They're robots. Oh, they're weapons. Sure, I can see people buying monstrous metal skeletons to stalk their house, vacuuming rooms, folding clothes, looking after their children. But we're just getting a reaction out of it, you know? Yeah, you have a point. These are definitely real robots. Creepy, creepy robots. Oh, maybe this is gonna work now. No. About Sunny waking up, turning on like a dead human eye, slowly beginning to march forward. I've never survived the attacks at once. So, just thought, is that a card slot? No. A card slot. Then nothing. Nothing. Ooh! This came down with the robots, right? Supply the correct voltage by connecting the wires. You can begin anywhere on the left and finish anywhere on the right. You can rotate the wire by clicking the square. The numbers in the middle of each wire indicate the voltage of that wire. So, where's it going? do it. I mean, yeah, I can guess I can do it, but my question is, I need to remember what the number was. 120. Roll. I don't know where it's going though. Ah, there we go. So it's 2 there. So that's 30, 50, 70, 75. Too much. 10, 70. $10, 70, 100. Oh, we need to run it all the way through, do we? 5 off. Okay, so what I need to do is... $145. What do I need to add to that? 15. So annoyingly, no matter what, I'd need to go through. I need to go through a 5. It's definitely 120, yeah. Arg. Okay. Oh, it just needs to be that side. Well, I wish I knew that. I need another 10. So if I... That's just not going to work at all, is it? Wait, can I do like 2? Anne. Hey, might be on some here. Let's get 20 out though. get that 40 third. Yeah! I've fallen for you all over again. Power distribution complete. Reboot sequence complete. Press the power button located on the console. Better press the big button. Push the button. Did it work? Ah, look. Their eyes. No reason for me to push the button now. Oh god, they are all alive. Okay, this is a code, isn't it? What do I do with the code? Nothing's happening. Every time I'm like, yeah, something's good, I'm just lost. That's something. Now I've got these. What have I got? You Harold? Got a screwdriver. Can't turn it anymore. I get it's a code, but I don't know what for. What about the radio? Can we do anything to the radio? No. Room layout. Do I have this? No response. Ah! Didn't read it. Still not doing anything. Maybe we don't have enough batteries? Some sort of security lock. Okay. Right. So, we're on to something now. Poster with an eye on it. Okay, right, I'll get this. So RB. RBM. RBM. I don't know which way's top. RBM. A N I. No, A O N. A O I. A. Okay, someone tells me that's not right. Sketch the room. Tell me. try EOC. Oh no, the next one. EON. Okay, I'm just gonna make this easier and take a photo so I can just reference it, because I can't be asked to keep going back and forth. Right, so we go by the bottom one, it'd be OS F N O E. Didn't realise you were on. Yeah, man, I'm about to finish this one and come off anyway. Hope you're right there, you. So about to finish it. This one's driving me mental. How's the grind? It's going all right. We're doing all right. Just started another door. I'm trying to work out this, and there's pain. So much pain. Does it tell me where the top is? It doesn't. Right, okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, but this time backwards. This side. So starting on that one would be B, E, nothing, C, then C, N, N, I. And if we go the bottom row, it's gonna be O. No, so we're working that side out. How goes it fitting on in? Getting there slowly, man. Getting there slowly. Dream is real. Dream is almost there. P A B. E D C. Nothing. Up and down for a bit on it. It's about getting the regulars in. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few. I've got a couple who normally jump in. So it's like viewers are alright. It's just obviously just the amount of people. Two, three. Ignore that one. C. S. But I always have a main game and a side game. Yeah, it's why I'm trying out different things. Yeah, it's why I've started trying out different things myself. It'll get there. It's, you know, I've only done it a couple of weeks now. Get there in its own way. Though, maybe not at all if I can't work out this damn puzzle. Doesn't make sense. Seems like it could be very simple. Yeah, like it is hitting the right game, isn't it? Like full games is good and all, but there's also about a bazillion people trying to stream it at once. Give me a hint, which way's up? Because I ain't got a clue. That's every direction. Rough sketch of the room. Nothing. Nothing. Is it something to do with this room? Should make that the bottom as the robot sees it, which would be this one. OS F N nothing O E. It's hurting my brain. I've got to get 2 passwords out of this as well. Or is it just literally going to be a jumble of mess? You, Harold? There's also something written on the back. Yeah, I got that one. Oh no, it's going to be the eyes that aren't lit up, aren't they? This game's evil. I can see it now, right? C E H E E. No, still don't make any sense. Or is it literally just going to be a random... Well, I'm going to do this and then... I'm going to do this how I think. And then... just type them in. Normally it's a word though. I can't imagine it being like a load of random letters. Is this? It would be... do it as a thing. B. Nothing. A. Z. O. N. Beacon. That spells a word. Any letters is it? Yeah, it needs both. OS FN OE. Of course it wasn't. I think it's definitely bacon. That was going that way to that way. We go that one to that way. It's S C C D E. What's that backwards? So it's O F nothing H O Beacon of Hope. I've got to get 2 of them though, aren't I? Right, I'm going to assume it's, if I do it the same way, but with the other eyes. The off eyes. Now the blue, yeah, I think it's this. I'm hoping. So I don't confuse myself, I'm just gonna get rid of all of this nonsense because I kind of realised what happened. So on the other side, you have to run it the same way that you do on this side. So that side's opposite. So either we have to flip the whole thing on its head. Concentrating on the other side didn't make any sense. I'm going to go with this one. And I'm going to try off eyes. So R E M miss I I N I. Ooh, I'm not sure this is going to be anything, but we'll keep going, we'll keep going. It's going to be that way, which will be S. Come on, at least let me color code correctly. S C N C E Reminisce. Reminiscent. Ah, maybe. R-E-M-I. R-E. If it spells a word, there's a good chance I was on the right track. Yes! This one was horrible. This was a horrible level. Like, God, this took a while. Sun, moon. Now you get to talk to a robot? Oh, sweet. Never mind that, let's see what's inside. No, give it, no! This game's the worst. Give me the file. Thank you. Moon star moon. Moon star moon. Things and stuff. Oh, that's Kay's thing. Sweet. A map? Picture of a moon. You're a solo, Alice and I can keep the other one. Of course, thank you. What's next? What's the note say? Oh, this is about not voting. We had that. Yeah, we've already been through all this on another timeline. That's gotta be Kay's key, hasn't it? What should we do about the plug? What? Why giving it to Alice? No, take it yourself. Oh my god, my guy is so stupid. Junpei was like actually smart and had good ideas. This guy is just ridiculously stupid. Every time. Three, two, one. Open. I found it. We're free.
Now, hold up, Governor.
What? It's the robot god.
No.
You
Alice?
honestly think a voice that coarse could come from a throat as fine as this?
God, I hate you, Alice.
Oh yeah, that was me, mate.
Odd.
Hi, over here.
Sigma, look! What is that?
Oh, blimey, that hurts. Ain't right for a fellow's back to feel like this.
It's a
And
robot.
it's talking.
With an accent.
Can't help it, Flower. Didn't choose to talk like this, not by half. Now, Alice, darling, do I rightly recollect you characterising my speech as coarse? Why, that's right, cruel it is.
What is going on? This has taken a really weird turn.
You really think I asked for this? See, they figured they'd give us all a, what you call them, personality. Some tosser thought they'd give me this one. It ain't right, I tell you.
So what are you?
Cooper.
You're a barrel maker. I'm an astronaut. Yeah, what?
Right you are, me old son, right you are. Well, go on, have a butcher's, mate. What do I look like to you? Robot, you say? Well, nearly there, but they call us golems round here.
Golem? Oh, I've heard of golems. They're sort of monsters, I guess, from Jewish folklore. They're made from clay, and they look like men. They're supposed to do whatever their master, or creator, or whatever commands them to do.
Even the music's just lost its mind right now.
Well, aren't you a clever bird? You are, of course, correct. The golem of myth is a clay creation that moves under its own power. Our spellings are might different, though. The original blokes is spelt G-O-L-E-M, but me and me mates are G-A-U-L-E-M. That's an acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labour Electronic Machine. And the truth to tell, it's a bit rubbish when you write it out all like that. But I figure they wanted to make sure they had the golem thing in there, you know? What with us being robots and all.
So, should I just call you Gulen?
That don't seem quite kosher. After all of me mates here are golems too. I couldn't very well call all of you lot human, could I?
What should we call you then?
Well, we've all got a product ID, and they're unique. I figure that's as good a name as any.
And your ID is?
GTM-CM-G-OLM.
That's way too long. We can't remember that.
What? You taking the mickey out of me? Never had a problem myself. Right then, let's just use the last bit, shall we?
G-O-L-M?
Gollum.
Come on, man, that's just Gollum.
Well, I'll be buggered.
What is going on? This.
Can't say I ever noticed.
I mean,
that
this is the
before.
best reward for such a stressful puzzle, but come on.
Sure, it's a strange coincidence, isn't it?
Alright, Geolum. You said Alice Darling a little bit ago, right?
A gentleman can't say something nice to a pretty young bird, eh?
No, I don't care if you call her Darling. What I'm saying is you called her Alice. How do you know her name?
Oh, she ain't the only one of you lot whose name I know. I know who you are, Sigma, and you too, Luna. I'm right familiar with all 9 of you.
How?
You don't know? Oh, they got cameras all over this place. Well, then again, the lenses aren't much bigger than a screw. And they're all hidden away, so I suppose I can't really blame you for missing them, you know? Now, as I was saying, there were these cameras, you see, and all of the data they record gets sent off to the mainframe in real time. So, I just gave the main core a ring, got those videos, and now I know everything you've done.
Does that mean...
You're Zero Junior?
Cool, blimey. Are you bleeding serious? You gotta be off your box if you think I'm Young Master Zero. The Young Master is a right proper AI what supervises all the electronic bits and bobs in this place. My humble self, and those with the misfortune to be like me, are more akin to computer terminals who are merely borrowing a little bit of the central core.
So golems are like Zero Junior's servants.
No, not quite, Governor, not quite. I'd say me and me mates here are more like arms and legs, right? Now, you lot don't have brains in your arms and legs, do you?
Of course not.
Right you are, missus. It'd be all sorts of nasty if your elbows and that lumpy bit on your ankle was all packed with brains. Well, we're like your arms or legs. The Golem's seat of consciousness, so to speak, ain't in the head. Fact of the matter is, it's not anywhere in the body, which makes a fellow wonder, where is it?
In the mainframe?
Spot on. So that part of me what thinks is in the mainframe. Everything this here body sees and hears and what have you, that all gets sent back there. Then the mainframe does some sort of computery jiggery pokery and comes up with some decisions, and those decisions beget commands. Now those commands are sent over the wireless like boop, 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 and eventually my body picks them up. Finally, those commands cause actions what move the various bits in my body. That's why this thing's like a computer terminal, you see. The body's just an output device of sorts. If we were talking about one of them personal computers here, you could say a golem's kind of like a monitor, right?
Huh? Wait a minute. Then wouldn't that make you part of Zero Junior?
Well, I suppose you could say that. What with us sharing a mainframe and all. But I don't know shit all about this game he's running. That part of the mainframe's locked away from the rest of us. I'm an independent core. Zero and I are 2 different blokes. You recollect what Golem stands for, huh? I'm autonomous.
But if that's the case, your hands and feet analogy doesn't really make sense. My arms and legs aren't autonomous. They don't move on their own.
You sure, Governor? I watched you cross your arms just now. And now you're frowning and your forehead's getting all wrinkly.
Didn't Lotus talk about this last game? I don't know if robots came.
Do you do these things on purpose? Well, when you crossed your arms, were you thinking...
She was more into the hacking thing. Oh, actually, yeah, I think you're right. Like, she touched on it.
Right then, let's cross them, shall we? Curl on down then, mouth. Oh, and eyebrows. I'd be much obliged if you'd squeeze in a bit. There's a good pair of blokes. That's what you was thinking, innit? No? Didn't reckon so. I figure you did all of that subconsciously. Ain't no man on earth who says to himself, feeling a mite nervous, I'll just twitch me leg around a bit, you know?
Just thoughts outside the body. Yeah, I think you're right.
Who's thinking real hard about something and says to themselves, well, I think I'll just give the old loaf a scratch, that'll help. How's about when you reach for your tea? When you turn a page in your book? Or what about when your eyes just go straight for the pair on that bird you fancy? Yeah, the list goes on, me chums. But all of those things are your subconscious at work. Now, true, when part of your body does something, it's because your brain said so. But that don't mean your conscious mind is involved. Fact is, it can't be. If your brain had to deal with all the piddly bits of living, it'd make you balmy. That's how us golems and the young master get along. You got it all sorted now, chums?
Then you're saying that Zero Jr. is the central part of the mainframe, and the golems are like his hands and feet?
Righto! Blimey. Guess I shouldn't be talking about such heavy rubbish, eh? My shoulders are all stiff.
You're a robot. How can your shoulders get stiff?
And you said your back hurt earlier. Are you just messing with us?
Yes, I did. And no, I ain't. Me back is a right mess, it is. Last maintenance check, they just left me here. I've been on this bed here for years. The lubricant for me joints is all gummed up. Every time I move, it hurts.
But why did you wake up again after all this time?
Why do you think, love? 'Cause you lot turned me on is why. Especially that other missus over there.
Oh yeah, that button on the top of the safe.
Right you are, governor.
Can you come with us then? The others need to see this.
No, I can't, and more's a pity. I can only go as far as this cable here will let me. I got internal batteries, but they're knackered. Matter of fact, that's why I was here for maintenance in the first place. The same goes for these other blokes too. Of course, they ain't connected to a power cable like I am, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
So, you aren't going to answer my question?
What question is that?
I asked how your shoulders can get stiff if you're a robot.
Right, so you did. Not sure why you've got to bug up your arse about that particular issue, though.
Well, I mean, it's not really important, but I'm just curious, I suppose.
Curious, are you? Oh, that's a good word, that is. A good, powerful word. The kind of word that will set any robot's heart to flutter. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Just lend me your laws and peers for a tick. So, how can a robot get stiff shoulders? And what does pain mean to a robot? Tell me, Guff, you ever heard of the Chinese room?
Without waiting for an answer, the golem launched into his explanation. Somewhere, a pretty young girl is trapped in a tiny room. The door of the room has a slot that a number of Chinese people outside the room can use to side slips of paper to the girl. On the piece of paper are questions written, naturally in Chinese. Unfortunately, the young lady has no idea what the questions say. But then how could she? She's never learned Chinese, apart from a Hong Kong action movie or two in college. She's never even heard it. So for this unfortunate young lady, each note looks like nothing more than a bunch of strange symbols. Before she was locked away, she was given an order. Specifically, she was told to write an appropriate response to each question she received, and slip that answer back through the slot. As the Chinese questions begin to show up, however, she finds herself at a loss. Oh dear, she says to herself, why can't I read these at all? Whatever am I to do? It's at that moment she spots a bookshelf. The bookshelf is filled with thick books. Upon examining them, she discovers that they are some sort of Chinese phrase books. They have no explanation of what anything means, but show Chinese responses to Chinese questions. Am I supposed to use these? Questions keep coming. More and more of them. She finds the set of characters that corresponds to the set of characters on the paper and carefully writes out the indicated response. How's it going? It's awful, please get me out of here. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Here they gave her some twice-cooked pork. Are you full? Yes, although I don't think my stomach liked it very much. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I'm dating a reggae dancer. When was your first kiss? When I was 14, he was a grade ahead of me at school. What colour underwear are you wearing? Black. What is the first thing you're going to do when you get out of this room? Eat the stuffing out or whoever sending me these questions with the pan you cooked that twice peat pork in. All of these answers were written in Chinese. All the answers were also written in Chinese. All the young lady did was accurately copy the symbols, phrase book onto the slips of paper with no idea what any of it meant. Incidentally, she doesn't have a dancer boyfriend. In fact, she's never even kissed a boy. Also, she's wearing white underwear. Anyway.
Yes?
Is there any particular reason this girl is, pretty? Or why we need to know what color underwear she's wearing?
These are the important questions.
Can't say there is. Just tickles me fancy, I guess. But the prettier the bird is, the more fun the story is, isn't it?
Exactly.
What?
What?
Right. Well, what I wanted to say was this. All them Chinese blokes outside the room didn't know nothing about them books what she had. So it follows that they would have thought whoever was inside spoke Chinese just like them. You see? After all, far as they can tell, they're having a nice little chinway with one of their countrymen.
Okay, interesting, but what does that have to do with your shoulders or a robot feeling
You
pain?
thick? I feel pain when my body's having a spot of bother. Well, hold up, mate, this ain't right. We keep this up and we're buggered. If things go really pear-shaped, we'll be brown bread. So says the central computer to itself, seeing that things are a bit bollocksed. In the interest of extricating my body from this unpleasant predicament, the mainframe sends out a signal over the wireless, and my software interprets that signal as pain, and I stop doing whatever daft thing I was doing. It's the same, innit? Just like the Chinese room.
So you're saying the robots feel pain differently than humans, right?
Use your loaf, missy. You listen to a word I said. A human feels pain when you do something you shouldn't, like sit your bum down on a tack, right? Same thing for us robots. If you feel like being clever about it, there ain't really that much different between a human and a robot. Forget all about that mainframe and signal bollocks, and us golems ain't that different from the bird in the room. So think about it, love. How do you know humans ain't the same, just without all the electronic-y pony, huh? What if, when someone asks you a question, all you're doing is pulling out the right answer from some sort of phrase book in your brain? Ain't no way to prove that, of course, but far as I can see, there ain't no reason to. I mean, it's all the same, innit?
And a bit philosophical.
If you're actually a thinking creature, or if you're just some kind of language processing machine. All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person. You want to live a normal life? That's all you need to know.
Can I ask you something?
Lay it on me, governor.
Why'd you stop us?
Right you are, mate. Right you are. Got so carried away I near forgot. Haven't seen anyone for yonks, and I got a mite excited as all.
Just spit it out.
Right. Well, there was something I wanted to tell you, lot.
What was it?
Patience, darling. Now, I know I might look a bit out of sorts in a moment, but I ain't really supposed to. Same thing for the rest of the blokes here. Fact is, the reason we look a bit like skeletons is because we are a bit like skeletons. There's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT.
Oh, this is
When a
what-
golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes us look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle.
Command violation. Rogue processes detected. Product ID GTMCMGOLM.
Oh god, am I a robot?
Executing emergency deactivation.
I mean, if I was a robot, it wouldn't explain why I'm so stupid. Oh boy. Oh man.
Unit GTMCMGOLM now inactive. No other rogue processes detected in additional Golem platforms. Returning to surveillance mode.
Did Zero just shut him down?
Looks like it.
Damn it.
I wonder what he was trying to tell us.
So whose blood have we seen? We've seen Alice's blood. That's about it.
See, right in the middle of...
Right in the middle of what?
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Someone on the other team must have opened it. We have to hurry.
So am I a robot then? After all of that? That's what he was telling me. I want to explain why I'm so stupid though. That's the same thing Alice said as well, wasn't it? About robot stuff. Is it going to be something even deeper, like... This is happening loads of times at the same note with robots, but your consciousness is going between them or something? Ugh. This game is starting to hurt my brain a little bit. So many questions. Pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. And with that, I'm gonna call it for today. Should hopefully be back tomorrow, if not definitely Wednesday. Hope you tune in. I think Feathers just started. Cool. I'll probably give him a host. I'll host over to Feathers then. Yeah, once again, get people to like me. If you're watching and you haven't liked, please do. Thank you very much. Raid Shadow Legends. I still need to work out how to raid. But I'll give it a try. So. Sweet. There. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna raid across to my friend Feathers. Yeah, once again, tune in that. Hope you tune in next time, etc. Catch you soon.
Wait, a minute ago you said that it felt natural.
Well, it does, but that doesn't mean I want to stay in it forever. Imagine having glasses, for instance. Wearing them doesn't feel strange, but you'd hardly want to wear them all the time, forever, would you?
Well, I feel personally attacked. Ugh. Well.
Wait, a minute ago you said that it felt natural.
Well, it does, but that doesn't mean I want to stay in it forever. Imagine having glasses, for instance. Wearing them doesn't feel strange, but you'd hardly want to wear them all the time, forever, would you?